These are the forgotten one-hit R&B wonders of 1973, and everyone still stirs the soul. Number 12, I'm Doing Fine Now by New York City. The breakup anthem with a brass strut.
Hi, we're the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, and we're here at the Bottom Line in New York City tonight playing some music for y'all.
Released on Chelsea Records, I'm Doing Fine Now gave New York City their moment in the sun.
Oh, girl, I'm doing fine now.
Produced by the legendary Tom Bell, this Philadelphia-style gem had all the hallmarks of a hit. Shimmering horns, tight harmonies, and that smooth-spoken confidence of someone healing from heartbreak.
And behind you and I beg you to stay.
But here's the twist. Tom Bell was already making magic with the Delphonics and the Stylistics. New York City's firecracker hit couldn't keep pace, and follow-ups fizzled despite similar production polish. Still,
I'm doing fine now.
in 1973, this track owned the radio. You could hear it spilling out of Cadillacs in Brooklyn or played late night on WBLS, giving the broken-hearted something to groove to. It climbed to number 17 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 8 on the R&B chart. Then the group vanished from the mainstream. If that was slick heartbreak soul, the next track is pure dance floor gold. Number 11, Boogie Down by Eddie Kendricks. The groove that escaped Motown's shadow. Eddie Kendricks had hits with the Temptations, yes. But as a solo act in 1973, Boogie Down was a rare crossover smash that sounded like Saturday Night itself. Released on Tamla, the single flirted with funk, laying down a rhythm that made hips move from Detroit to DC. But what many forget, after this hit, Eddie's solo career couldn't maintain the same spotlight. It was his highest charting solo single, hitting number 2 on the pop charts and number 1 on R&B. And the kicker? The production team behind this groove, Frank Wilson and Leonard Caston, never replicated that magic with Eddie again. Still, you can picture the scene. Bell-bottoms swishing, mirrored balls spinning, and this beat thumping through neighborhood parties as the dance floor got just right. But hold on. Next up is a vocal performance that melts like vinyl in July heat. Number 10, Why Can't We Live Together by Timmy Thomas. The minimalist cry for peace.
Timmy Thomas brings a whole new meaning to the word one-man band. He's got a tremendous hit on his hands right now. I'm sure he's feeling good. Why can't we live together?
This was not your typical soul track, just a drum machine, an organ, and one pleading voice.
Everybody wants to live together. Why can't we live together?
Timmy Thomas dropped this haunting tune on Glades Records in late '72, but it crept up the charts through '73, and for a moment, silence was golden.
Gotta live, gotta live.
The Vietnam War was raging, and Thomas's raw, emotional plea cut through the noise. There were no lush strings, no background vocals, just raw, unfiltered soul.
I said no matter what color.
The song reached number 1 on the R&B chart and number 3 on the pop chart. An astonishing feat for a track so stripped down. But after this, Timmy Thomas never touched that level of visibility again. Still, Why Can't We Live Together echoes and samples decades later.
Why can't we all live together?
Drake even used it in Hotline Bling. A one-hit wonder? Yes, but timeless. If that was social soul, our next one-hit jam brings pure '70s sass. Number 9, Superfly Meets Shaft by John and Ernest. The funky novelty hit you forgot you loved.
We interrupt this record to bring you a special bulletin. Superfly is missing.
This wild blend of storytelling, funk, and pop culture reference was like a time capsule with a beat. John and Ernest weren't traditional singers. They were radio DJs turned novelty artists who pieced together dialogue using lyrics from R&B hits.
Superfly is missing.
Good God! Released on Rainy Wednesday Records, the song hilariously imagined a meeting between blaxploitation heroes Superfly and Shaft. It was funky, funny, and somehow it worked. Briefly, it hit number 31 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 15 on the R&B chart, then disappeared like a late-night rerun. But back in '73, this was the kind of track that made you laugh and dance at the same time. A one-time lightning strike. If you thought that was clever, wait till you hear the soul gem that had a gospel choir and a heartbreak chorus. Number 8, Faithful by Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell, posthumous release, The Bittersweet Goodbye. Though Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell were stars, Faithful was a quiet one-hit resurrection in 1973. Pulled from unreleased sessions, it was released posthumously after Tammy's tragic passing in 1970. Motown dusted it off as part of the Marvin and Tammy compilation, and for a brief moment, their chemistry lit up the charts again. But unlike their earlier hits, this one barely cracked the R&B top 40. Still, it carried immense emotional weight. You could hear the longing, the sincerity, and fans embraced it like a letter from a lost friend. It's a one-hit wonder in the most delicate sense, a final bow from a beloved duo. And coming up, a silky soul burner that made exactly one chart splash but left a lasting glow. Number 7, Try It, You'll Like It by William DeVaughn, the smooth soul salesman's first pitch.
Still staying tall.
Before his better-known 1974 hit, William DeVaughn released this silky gospel-infused cut in 1973 under a small Washington, D.C. label. Try It, You'll Like It barely grazed the charts, but it set the stage. With gentle keys, DeVaughn's velvet delivery, and subtle political undertones, it was like Curtis Mayfield with a quieter voice. Critics caught on, but the public didn't just yet.
I'm in the back, sunroof top, big in the scene with a gangster.
Still, for those who caught it on late-night soul stations, it was a gem hidden in plain sight. That rare cut you told your friends about just to feel a little cooler. And DeVaughn, he took the sound, refined it, and struck gold a year later with Be Thankful for What You Got.
Be thankful.
But this was where it all began. If these classics from 1973 are stirring up memories, give this video a thumbs up. It helps us keep the soul alive. And don't go anywhere. We've still got 6 more forgotten wonders to come. Number 6, Armed and Extremely Dangerous by First Choice, the disco funk warning shot. Before disco fully took over, First Choice delivered this explosive blend of funk, soul, and warning signs. Released on Philly Groove Records, Armed and Extremely Dangerous hit number 11 on the R&B chart and had dance floors popping. But after this smash, the group struggled to replicate that early energy. Despite releasing several singles, none captured the fire quite like this debut. With powerhouse vocals from Rochelle Fleming, the song told a story of love turned risky, wrapped in wah-wah guitars and gospel fire. Just imagine it playing at a house party. The beat building as dancers made space, the crowd shouting the chorus in time. The group never quite cracked the mainstream again, but this hit, untouchable. Now if that was funk fire, our next track takes it way down for a smoky slow jam that slipped under the radar. Number 5, Ghetto Child by the Spinners. The one-hit message from the other side of the tracks. Though the Spinners are far from one-hit wonders, Ghetto Child was a unique detour in 1973. A socially conscious single that told a vivid story of poverty and pride. It stood apart from their usual romantic fare. Produced by Tom Bell, the track was emotionally rich and soaked in Detroit soul. But it didn't perform like their love ballads. It charted modestly, number 29 on the Billboard Hot 100, then faded from rotation. Still, its impact was deep. This was kitchen table storytelling. Streetlights flickering, dreams shaped by hardship. It's the kind of song that lingers. A one-off message track from a group mostly known for sweeter melodies. From gritty soul to gospel hope, the next entry is a sermon on wax. Number 4, Help Yourself by Undisputed Truth. The psychedelic funk prayer. Best known for smiling faces sometimes, the Undisputed Truth tried to follow up with this 1973 cut.
Take my advice, I'm only trying to school.
Help Yourself was funky, philosophical, and layered with that Motown meets psychedelia production. Released on Gordy Records, it barely cracked the charts, but it stuck with those who heard it. With haunting harmonies and that signature Norman Whitfield fuzz guitar, it was like a sermon dipped in wah-wah, telling folks to look inside, find strength, push forward. But radio stations didn't quite know where to place it. Was it gospel? Was it funk? It became a cult favorite and a deep cut for true heads. If that one stirred your spirit, wait till you hear the crossover that slipped away too fast. Number 3, Dancing in the Moonlight by Bafalongo, pre-King Harvest version, the soul version before the hit.
Body dancing in the moonlight.
You probably remember the 1973 hit by King Harvest, but few recall that the original was done by Bafalongo, featuring the song's writer Sherman Kelly. And even fewer remember the soul-inflected promo cover that briefly charted in early '73 Noah's now lost R&B group, The Sounds of Sunshine, a Motown-distributed trio that released just one single. Their version had congas, Rhodes keys, and a laid-back soul swing, but poor promotion buried it.
Fight, you can't dance and stay up tight as soup.
Yet, for a brief moment in early '73, DJs in Chicago and Philly gave it spins. And those who caught it, they remember. Next up, a soul ballad so smooth it felt like satin, but vanished just as quickly. Number 2, I'm Doing the Best I Can by Betty Everett. The final whisper of a soul queen.
Singing for about 7 years. She has a giant song these days called the Shoop Shoop Song. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Betty Everett.
Betty Everett had a run in the 60s, but in 1973 she returned with this heartfelt single. I'm Doing the Best I Can was drenched in gospel and grown woman pain. Released on Fantasy Records, it got minor radio play but didn't chart nationally. Still, critics praised it as a comeback moment.
Was I right? I said something about 7 years. You've been singing that long?
That's right, about 7 years.
The kind of song you'd find on a jukebox in a Chicago lounge or late night on a soul station after midnight. Betty's voice cracked in just the right places, hope, hurt, and honesty in equal measure. But the industry didn't give it the second shot it deserved. One shining comeback, Then, silence. But trust me, nothing will prepare you for the one-hit soul storm waiting at number 1. Number 1, Natural High by Bloodstone, the love song that floated through 1973.
I too feel this way.
This is it, the one-hit wonder that still makes you close your eyes and sway. Bloodstone's Natural High was released in early 1973 on London Records. Kansas City's finest laid down a track that felt like a warm breeze on a Sunday afternoon. And the production? Strings, Rhodes piano, and Charles McCormick's falsetto just barely touching the clouds. It climbed to number 4 on the R&B chart and number 10 on the Hot 100. But the group never reached those heights again. Still, this song became a wedding favorite, a radio staple, and a deep soul classic that has outlived every chart position. Even today, one note of that melody and you're back in 73, slow dancing with someone special or dreaming about it. From protest cries to whispered love, these one-hit wonders of 1973 remind us, sometimes all it takes is one song to leave a lifetime mark. Thanks for joining us on this Soul Stroll. Subscribe to keep the groove alive and never miss our next stroll. Up next, the unforgettable soul hits of 1974. Click it now, and let's keep the rhythm rolling.